of the area.
We're all set.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Sean. Well, great. So tell us about your Savannah, the history of your Savannah and your community, however you want to define that at all.
Well, my name is Jeannette Brown Howard, and I was born on Wahlberg Street. It's now called Springfield Street, and it's the street directly south of Gwinnett. And when I grew up from 1 to 12 years, I lived on that street. I just recently moved back about 6 years ago. But all of my childhood excitement and knowledge I got from the community as a whole. Everybody on that street was your mother or your father. They looked after you, they fed you. I'm from a family of 16, 10 girls and 6 boys. So my mother had a big dining room table. Children draw children. So you can look up and see a strange face at our dining room table at any time, because that's the kind of home my mother had.
I think I spoke to your sister Madeline.
Yes. Oh, very good. You got a good memory. She just left 2 days ago. She lives in San Diego, California. Very good. Yes.
It was lovely talking to her.
And my sister Zella lives right across the street from me. She's 9 years my senior. But growing up,
I talked to her too.
yes, growing up, I had a twin brother. I recently, we just recently passed. We buried him on the 17th of August. But growing up, we had our own baseball team, our own football team, wrestling team, fighting team. We would.
Was that the neighborhood, or was that, and you would play against other neighborhoods, or was that your school?
That was at the neighborhood, directly on our street and a couple of streets behind us, because the street in front of us was Gwinnett Street. So children would come from all over on that street, and we would just, like, take for an example, on a rainy day when we couldn't go out to play, we would have this little, my brothers created it. It was a little board, and it was slanted with a little stick on it and a string on it. We would sit on the porch, and when the little birds come by, we would catch the little birds.
Oh,
yes, we would catch them in the little cage, you know, and we would play with them. And yes, that's how we had fun.
And then you let them go?
We let them go. And then we had what we call pickup sticks. You know, where you get a whole lot of sticks and you drop them and you have to, this is just games that you can't go out and play, but you can play on the porch.
Sure, yeah.
And we would go pick blackberries. Like me, I was an early entrepreneur. I would sell blackberries 35 cents a quart to our neighbors. So I would go around and pick the blackberries and I would sell them, you know. So they would look forward to that, because they made their pies and everything with it, you know. I would get my little orders, you know.
I made a blackberry peach, like, crisp earlier this summer. It was delicious. I'm just getting used to the South. I'm from the North, so.
We had a garden in the back. We had hogs. We had peach trees. We had all kind of fruits and vegetables. Then we would go up. My dad had a little pickup truck. We would go up to Richmond Hill, way out in the country. I don't know what relatives this were, but it's a whole bunch of us kids, and they just let us go. And we would run around and just pick fruits and stuff. And then we'd come back home and sit on the porch, shell peas, clean up. My mother would preserve stuff, you know. So I had a very, very close, wholesome upbringing.
Rich
Yes, both parents in the house at all times, and it makes a difference. Because as I got older, I would have conversation with some, you know, my coworkers and stuff, and you know, my heart would go out for them because they didn't have the kind of close family ties that I had, you know. But anyway, that Wahlberg Street became Springfield Street, in which I moved back, like I said, recently, about 6 years ago, and I love it. The surroundings is different. Like Pearlie Smith is not there anymore. That's the school I went to.
Really?
Yeah, I went to.
I want to hear about that.
Yes, this was early age, up until about 12 years old. We would play, our main game we would look forward to was May Day, where we would do the pole and all of that. Yeah, that's what I really remember and really enjoyed. And we would, like I say, we would play games with other children.
Did you have to do any work at school?
Oh yes, always work.
What was it like?
And they would tell us, say, all right, they never address you with your first name because there were so many of us Brown. They say, Little Brown, did you do your homework? Never know first names.
How many of your siblings were in the class together?
At one time,
Yeah.
7. And it's a 4-bedroom house. The boys slept in the room with mom and dad, and the girls had their room and a dining room in the kitchen.
But at school, were you in class together?
No,
No, you
no,
were in
none of
separate
us
grades.
ever. Yeah, always was. Only until junior high and senior high when we left Savannah and we moved on to Miami. Then my twin brother and I, we shared a couple of classes and homeroom classes together.
Okay, yeah.
And we graduated together in '64.
Where'd you graduate? What high school did you graduate from?
Miami Northwestern.
Okay.
Yeah, 1964. And then my mother moved back. I had 2 siblings. One's 2 years under me. That's Madeline Marie. And then I had one, Izetta. She was 6 years under me. And my parents moved back to Savannah then. And then I went to California with my older sibling. Yeah.
What do you like better, Savannah or San Diego?
Weather-wise, I like San Diego. Simply because the bugs. I gotta get used to the bugs here. But just, it's a different feeling. This is home for me. I worked like 27 years in a lab for the South Broward Hospital District in Florida. And when I came, I was just dying. You know, I want to go home. I want to go home. And I'm home, and it's just a peacefulness. When you get something that you really want to eat, you know how that is, and you have the time to sit down and enjoy it. This is like every day for me here in Savannah. So I love it. When I come home, it's always like a step back in time. You know, not to the old things, but to the comforting times. You know,
So what
the
do you
love
eat
times.
when that feeling comes to you that you want to eat something?
Oh, I like
what's,
salads. all kind of salads.
what's in the salad?
Oh, I can start off with blue cheese, cucumber. I vary. Sometimes I'll just use a Caesar. I'll put a little chicken in Caesar. You name it, I'll put it in a salad.
Where do you have a garden?
No, I don't, because when I moved here, my husband was sick with cancer. He died 3 years ago, so I haven't had time to do that. But I do have, he planted me a lime tree, an ever-bearing lime tree. And last night, Kroger's had a sale on, if I could say that, on salmon, and I got 3 pounds of salmon, $5.97 a pound. And I went out and I got me about 4 limes off of my tree. I washed up my salmon, cleaned it up real good, put some lime juice on it. Well, I patted it dry first, put my lime juice on it. Then I put some Old Bay seasoning in it, and I had some garlic spread. And I garnished it with that. 20 minutes in the oven. Oh, it was so good.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it was so good.
I had dumplings, but I think maybe I would have rather eaten with you.
My brother is diabetic, so I try to, plan healthy meals. Yeah.
Are you an entrepreneur now? Or are you retired?
No, retired.
That's better.
Yeah, because when I left the hospital, I was still working for United Healthcare. I was a traveling phlebotomist for them. So with that experience, I traveled all over.
A phlebotomist? Like you would take out parts of people's brains?
No.
What's a phlebotomist?
One that draws blood in
Am
the
I
lab.
crazy? Isn't
No.
that what a phlebotomist?
Yeah, a phlebotomy
Ah.
is when you're messing with the brain.
Okay.
Phlebotomy.
Sorry.
But phlebotomist is a blood extracting person.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also taught that for South Broward College down there for like 11 years. And I worked for United about 15 years. So I got to travel Missouri, California, New York, Texas. I mean, all over. They finally got out of the blood drawing business October of 2015, I think. But I enjoyed it. They pay you X amount of dollars for food, set you up in the best hotels because they didn't want you bothered with bed bugs. I mean, we stayed on top of them. Yeah, because it was on in the news in New York. Yeah. So
At the Waldorf.
I enjoyed the people I met, the places I went. It was just enlightening. But getting back to my hometown, Savannah, Georgia, I can drive down. You can take Victor Drive or Abercorn, and I drive down either one of those, and I see the trees and the moss hanging down. It's just relaxing, and I love it. I love it.
All right, one last question. So, this area is going to change over the next few years. So if in 5 years, 10 years, you're standing anywhere in the, take your pick. It can be in your neighborhood.
Where I live on Springfield Street.
You want to point near where you live?
This is Stiles Avenue. I think
That's
I'm right in
Stiles.
here. Yeah, I'm right in here.
Okay.
I think that's Jackson.
So let's say you're standing around where we are now. I guess we're right around here.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know it's Savannah? How do you know it's your? How do you get that? What do you see, hear, smell that makes you feel like that relaxed feeling like you're at home?
I think I would feel at home because I know the history, and I've been watching the changes. And I started taking pictures and stuff so I can reflect. Yeah, I have my own little pictures I'm accumulating. And I can reflect.
The archive has a site for you to put your stuff, so you
yes,
definitely do
they
that.
told me that. I think it was at the second table, or I think the third one. Yes. So watching the whole history, I'll still know it's Savannah because it's home. It's not only the new sites, but I can also incorporate it in my mind, the old sites. And now remember when that was what we call the Waterworks building, that brick building over there, and the fountain was right over across Stiles Avenue.
What's the fountain?
The fountain that's where I used to go pick my blueberries from. It's on Stiles Avenue. You know where Temple of Glory is, and those strip chain churches there. There was an overgrown field with railroad tracks going through there, and that's what we would call the fountain. And we would go.
The field with the.
It was a fountain. I don't know how they connected railroad tracks, fields, and blackberries, but that's what we call that area, the fountain. So I would go over there and pick my blueberries. That was my main.
So there wasn't actually a thing there.
No, it was a railroad track with a couple of buildings. I think an existing stop might have been there at one time. But yeah,
like Union. But was this before or after Union Station?
That was way before Union Station.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in '46.
Okay.
So yeah, that was some time before that. But I would still recognize
What
it.
would help you remember? Like, what would you have to see or to like jog those memories to make you?
Well, believe it or not, they're going to tear it down with that red building.
The Waterworks Tower?
Yeah.
I don't know that they're going to tear that down.
I hope they don't, because that's something.
I don't think that's a done deal.
Now we're talking about the same building, right?
Yeah, that's right there, right?
That.
The Waterworks building.
Right, coming out of my street, going north, I expect to always see that. Yeah, that's my landmark there.
Okay.
And Carver Village over to the west side of me. Because
what represents Carver Village for you?
In my mind, because it's the first black community that was established in this area way back. So, and I had a sister that's a sister that was 16 years older than I am, and she bought a house on Carter Street. Yeah, she and her husband. Yeah, so.
Do they still have that house?
No, they were the reason why we moved to Miami, because they moved to Miami and they bought property there, and my mom and my dad followed them there because that was her oldest daughter, her first daughter, so she was keeping up with her daughter. Yeah, like my dad would. Any one of us girls had a baby, my dad would always be there. He'd always come there, help us with the babies. Yeah.
Okay, one last one. So I know I said that before. Do you feel like there's a difference between Carver Village and Springfield Terrace, like Springfield Street where you live? Like how is there kind of difference?
To me, I feel
what makes those
disconnected to an extent, because to
the two neighborhoods are disconnected from each other?
That's the way I feel, yeah. Because on the east side of us is the Canal. On the north side of us is a main thoroughfare in this building. And my main concern is I have an 87-year-old brother that I take care of, the diabetic I was telling you about. If I had an emergency and I'm coming out of Springfield Street and that traffic is bogged, now they say that they're going to direct the traffic here around 16 and all of this. But up in here, they aren't widening. They're going to widen it here going toward Louisville Road. But coming this way, you know, Savannahans are going to find an alternate route. They know everybody's going to take 16 that's not familiar with the area. They're going to take an alternate route. Where are they going to come? Straight on this side where they're not widening. And that's my main concern, that we would get more isolated here on that street.
Okay. That's fantastic. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Jeannette.
Well, thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.